Hello, welcome to Enshrouded. I'm glad to be back in here with you guys again today. Back in the village, but you may not recognize it from this point of view because this is a whole other part of the village that I haven't shown a whole lot because I haven't done a whole lot over here other than adding this ground because this was all shroud before, and I thought, what a waste of space. You can't build in the shroud. However, you can build over the shroud. And so I covered this entire area with ground and gave myself a whole other section to start building in. And I've been debating what to use this section of the village for. And I think what I have come up with is that I'm going to start with having it be like a government center part of the village. So this big monstrosity of a box right now, it won't stay like that, that I've started on is kind of what I'm thinking for being a town hall. And I was thinking about like all the different buildings that need to be included in a town and a village and everything, and a town hall is definitely one of them. There could be other things over here too, like I could add a school. I've been debating where to put like a church or a cathedral or a temple, something like that. I think that that might go in this section of the town as well. This town hall will have an interesting feature too, because building over the shroud, sometimes when you get close to it, there's like weird things that happen. And one of the weird things that happened back here when I was adding in the ground is there was this section back here that I guess was too close. And so it didn't let me put ground there. See if I can do this without falling down. Yeah, there's like this hole right here. And so I'm thinking I'm going to turn this into like a section in the town hall. Like maybe if you get judged as really bad, you get pushed into the hole. Like, what is it called in Game of Thrones? The sky hole or something like that? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Creepy, right? This section over here is empty because this is where my base ends, this line right here. And so I added in a third altar. I know, it's ridiculous. But the town just keeps growing and growing. I think I'm going to move it a tad. I wanted to include this over here because since the water update, they added in a pond right next to my base. Look at this. Oh no! The water's all gone. That's an unintended consequence. Oh no! I was working on water stuff the other day over there in the village, and I removed all the water. Because you can do that, you know, when you're trying to figure stuff out. But I didn't think about this pond is now part of my village. So it removed all the water from the pond. And there's not actually a water source here. Well, that's interesting. I can see what's down in the bottom of this pond. I'll just have to fill it back up again. Not the end of the world. But how interesting is that? Now I can see what's in the bottom of this pond. There's a lot of flint down here. And some wood, and that's pretty much it. Interesting. I didn't think about that. That's funny. And then there's this little campsite over here too. which I really wanted to be included, but this is as close as, even with that altar being fully upgraded, this is as close as I got to being able to incorporate that little tent campsite. So, I mean, it'll look like it's part of the village, and I can do some things around here on the edge. But I think I'm going to move this altar and edge it because there's like certain parts that I want to keep included in the landscaping. I'm thinking this whole path coming down from the mountain, I want to have like a big guard tower probably here at the beginning, like to come into my entire town area down from the mountains. There's 2 roads coming in, so I feel like there would definitely be a gate here with a guard tower before you could get into the village. It's getting so big, I don't know if I should call it a village anymore. Maybe I should just call it a town, but eventually it's going to be a city. And I want to include a monastery too, because monasteries were a big part of medieval life, right? I'm thinking I might do it over here on this corner. So they've got to have room to like have cellars and stuff where they made wine and vinegar and medicines and all those things. So I'm a little off getting started today because Valheim had a dev blog come out and I had to like rush and get that video out this morning. So I haven't done as much prep work as I would have preferred. But I have this started. I think I could probably continue making progress on this. I also I'm trying to get my storage moved because I threw it on the side of Main Street over here, and it's ended up taking up this prime real estate, which is a spot where I want to put in a really cool shop. So I need to get that moved over. What I've decided to do is I'm just going to put it in here, which is eventually supposed to be the Fletcher, but I have not been feeling inspired to build the Fletcher, so it's just an empty shell. So I think I'm going to make this my storage room for a while so I can actually get to work on the shop that I want to put here. And then I'll show y'all, I didn't finish this up in stream last time, but I've added some more stuff over here on the edge of the farm and at the windmill. I had a hole dug here for the rice paddies and algae, but I had just like, it was just functional and ugly. But I actually kind of went ahead and framed it out, and I changed all of the ground around here because looking at what it looks like when they're actually like threshing rice and everything, the whole ground turns this color because there's like rice hulls and everything everywhere. And so I used Nomad Highlands terrain to make this look like this is where all that work has been done. And then this is an experiment. I don't know, I might change this because the big bales that they like hit against the thresher is like a big bale with the tip sticking out, but that's actually wheat sticking out. I don't know if I could get it to be rice. I mean, I guess I could do rice. I'd have to like cover it in water to get it to grow and then uncover it later, which is an option. I just thought wheat would be easy, but I'm not sure about how that looks. So I might play with that some more. But of course the windmill is pretty much done. I need to start recording the tour and guide on how to do that. And I got a lot of the miller's house done. Back here, I started this on stream last time, right? But I don't think any of the detailing and stuff was finished last time. So I got a lot of plants out front, did some landscaping. I put in the curved stairs on the front. Puppers, are you stuck? Come here. Get up. Let's go back in here. There. That's better. So this is what my custom kitchen ended up looking like. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I really like the custom island design that we came up with. And I love having the water well in the kitchens that I can actually get a drink from. I'm not thirsty at the moment. And then this is the sitting room. And this is like the little comfy cozy reading room. Put a lot of plants in here. I really like the feel of that room. And then upstairs is their bedroom. It's turned out pretty good. I put an outhouse behind this house too, because I was like, well, maybe when they had kids there was a second bedroom up there, but since they've grown up and gone away, they turned it into an inside bathroom. Makes sense for me. And then I did decide to go with making this area a place for some animals. I was debating what to do with it, but I thought since the miller is like a high-standing person in the town, he would have some exotic birds back here that he keeps. And I added a little dock that goes over the stream coming out, and I put a lot of tall trees back there because I promised the miller that he would have a nice view and not shroud. So those really kind of make it feel more warm with the view when you're looking from the miller's house. But I was reminded when I was doing this back here, there's this really cool place back here that I hadn't really thought about. Hi Kenny, welcome in. Thanks for joining. Look at this. This is a really cool spot, right? I'm gonna have to do something with this. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with it. It could be like, I don't know, a pirate's hideaway or something to do with the shroud, because it like walks right down there. Gold? I don't remember. Is it at the beginning from the game on the map? Is it at the beginning from the game on the map? I'm not entirely sure what you're asking, Kenny. Can you clarify a little bit? No worries. I just want to try and make sure I'm answering the right question. Yeah, where, oh, like where on the map is it? I'm right here. Home sweet home. So this is the ancient spire of the Springlands right here. Let me go over here. It is where you mean? Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was originally a place, and I've just kind of built out and gone crazy. What was this called? I think it was called Harvest Home. But I didn't like what the house was built of, so I replaced it brick by brick. And then it extends, the village extends over to what's it's called Woodguard on the map. And it has like that big giant cathedral. But I tore the cathedral down. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, down there at the end of Main Street, or along Main Street, that's where the big cathedral used to be. You get a set of blocks in there as well. I don't remember which one. But I didn't want the cathedral. I wanted that to be my main street for the town. So I tore down the cathedral and I built my main street there. So I have quite a few shops started. I have more to add in. But I kept this underneath from what the cathedral was, and I haven't started building this out yet. But I'm thinking this is going to be where, like, the dark arts shops are. Got this creepy guy down here. He's not allowed to move because he creeps me out. He has to stay down there. I let the other guy, his assistant, roam around because he's always trying to chain him down. And when you get his assistant, he says, "Please don't lock me underground again." I was like, oh my gosh, that is so sad. So, let me show you one other thing I've done since last stream. I've pretty much finished the miller's house. I mean, I might go back and add some things here and there just because I always do. But I've done a little bit over here on getting the jail ready. So this is the tower. And like if you're coming in from the edge of town over there, you can come in here and check in at the guard station, right? Or if you want to set up a stall or something. And then up here is Gabrielle's office, because she's head of the guards, right? And up top is an archer's nest at the top of the tower, so that's why there's like a museum of archers here in the hall. And down here is the jail, and so I had just dug a pit, but I kind of made a little bit of progress on it. Put in a jail cell, and we got this guy chained up back here. Something is very wrong with him. I got this idea of chaining him up from somebody on Discord. That was not my original idea. But I was like, that's clever. I am totally going to emulate that. And he's dangerous, so he's being guarded by an archer. And the guy that's in the jail cell is like, this is not cool. He's like hiding in the corner and trying to use his plate to defend himself. Cracks me up. I like putting little stories into the town. So, I'm kind of debating today whether I want to add more carts and stuff and fill up more of the town square, because there's still entirely too much empty space out here and it's constantly driving me nuts. But I have so many things I want to do. Or I could work on City Hall. I'm kind of thinking that I might put like not the full like butcher's shop, but like a meat market, like a meat stand out here for roasted meat and stuff. That could be fun to go ahead and get added in, because I want the whole town square to be filled with little shops and carts and stuff, as it would have been, right? So currently I have the farmer stand, which he comes over here and stands in it sometime, which is fun, and then he goes home at night. And I have a spot for like furs. Ooh, get up. Furs and rugs. We have a sweets stand, and then we have a little bread cart over there. I got a fish mart here with our fish on ice. Trying to think of like all the different kinds of little stands that we could add in. I definitely think. Then there's the big carts over there on the way in. But we need more here right in the heart of the town. So I'm thinking I might go ahead and put like a little meat grill thing here. It's something I've had in mind for a while. I need to offset it from the farmer some, because I need to break up all the straight lines. There's too many straight lines. Because I just refreshed it first, and it originally had straight lines everywhere in this plaza. So let me think, what kind of stone would I want to use? I think it would have a stone foundation, and I want to make it different than this because I love this so much. I use it everywhere. I need to mix it up. Excuse me. Might be nice to have a step up to it as well. Have a little bit of height difference. I'm thinking it would be a dark stone. Let's go look. Maybe, probably not, maybe granite? Not the regular granite, because that's too pretty with the stars. Maybe the polished granite? What's castle wall? What's the old castle wall? Let's look at what the polished granite would look like. I kind of like that roughness factor on it. What's the one? Isn't there one that has that, but it's not black or gray? Which one am I thinking of? Although, if I'm thinking the one that's in here, I already have a lot of that around town. I could do the brick timbered block. That kind of seems like the kind of thing that would be used around like a pit. Because when it's on the ground, it just looks like brick, right? Yeah. That kind of makes sense to me. I think that would be a color contrast in that area as well. Let's see what it looks like over here. Put both of them down and see which one tickles our fancy. This one or this one. Do y'all have any thoughts or preferences? I could kind of see it going both ways. Maybe I should go with the dark one, because if they're like smoking the meat or grilling the meat, then like the smoke and everything would darken stuff. And that is probably a bigger color contrast for what's around in this immediate area too. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go with the granite to have more of a color contrast. I need to think about spacing. Don't entirely know what all I'm going to put around it, so I need to leave some space, but I want to make sure I'm not getting on the exact same lines of everything. Because the roads and paths and everything would be more like wavy, right? Is that too close? I tend to make things bigger, and so I'm trying to force myself to make things smaller and closer together, which is kind of good because then you can fit more things in. Is there enough room to walk in between here? Because they'll probably have stuff outside too. But if I go back one block, it's going to be perfectly in line with the back of that building, and I don't want a straight line. Let's go back 2, and I'll build out the front. Is that good? Excuse me. It's not lined up with the building over there. It's not lined up with the farmer. And it's not lined up with the stage, so that's good. And we're starting to encroach on this perfect square here, which also makes me happy. Because this square is driving me nuts. I'm just gonna put some... What was I using over here? Was this smooth stone? No, this was rocky, I think. If I pick it up, will it tell me? No. Undo. I'm pretty sure that was the rocky road. Rocky road. Sounds like ice cream. Grab some. I cleared everything out of my inventory, which is unlike me, but I was moving storage stuff. I don't have any more here. Might have some on the other side, but let's see if I can just make one. Rocky stone. I think that's what it was. Let's go ahead and grab some daylight so I can see what I'm doing. Did that rooster crow more than once? Sounded like I heard more than one rooster. I should put some stone down underneath here. Just because I don't know what I'm going to end up doing eventually, and I want to make sure that everything is watertight. Where's my Revelwood stone? There it is. Should have plenty in the other storage. Probably, if not we can get more. So let's start by let's go down one more. Take out the flowers. Put stone underneath. Come up a level. And then let's put some rocky stone road here. Yeah, I think that's the right one. Add a little bit of randomness to it as well. We'll get picky about it eventually, but right now, let's get enough to get started. Hey, Mr. Concrete Joe, how are you? What am I doing? I'm adding like a little smokehouse butcher shop thing into the town square because I have way too much empty space out here still, and I've been thinking about putting I need to figure out what to call this thing. Smokehouse grill butcher square thing for meat is too long of a name. What am I thinking of? Like meat shop, smoke shop. It's not like the full big thing where the butcher is, but like a meat stall. What would that be called? Barbecue stall? Did they call it barbecue back then? In my save, I have just made it into the Albanese Mountain Zoo. Exciting. Got yaks and goats, and I can't wait to build a fortress with granite. How cool is that? Yeah, I love the granite. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I actually have a secret build that I'm using a lot of granite for. It's a very big build, but it shall remain nameless for now. Any suggestions on where to build in the Albanese area? I mean, there's so many good options, and it depends on what kind of build you want to do as well. Hello, are you going to your stall this morning? Thanks for coming to say good morning, Mr. Farmer. I never remember his name. Look, he's checking out his stall. He comes to his stall in the morning, and then he goes back into his house down there in the evening. It's so cool. Looking for a site with some flat area where I can build into a mountain. Oh my gosh, there's so many. But why do you want a flat area? Because you know you can flatten out any area. You just don't want to do all of that yourself to start with. I would say if you start with like any of the little farms that are already there, whether even if you don't use the existing structure to build off of, then that area is going to be flat around it. And where is it? There's one, Albanese Summits right here. This one right here, Vinebrook Farm, Fairfield Goat Farm, Rostep. There's a lot of stuff already built up there. So here's the ancient spire for the Albanese Summits. This Fairfield Goat Farm is kind of right on the side of a mountain, and that would be a nice little flat plateau to start on. And Vinebrook Farm also could be a flat little place to start from. And they both have cliffs behind them that you could go up into and start with the flatness of where they're currently sitting. Awesome. You're welcome. Hopefully you like one of them. Okay. I'm tempted to make this bigger. I'm always tempted to make things bigger. I'm trying to make myself build small so I can fit more things in, right? This one might have to be a little bit bigger because if it's going to have like a grill in the middle, they'd have to be able to walk around it. Also, name for your meat shop, where pigs go to cry. That's funny. Brisket. Brisket bar. Did he just disappear? He just vanished. That's funny. He must have gotten too far from his spawn point and it teleported him back. Okay, let's think about what kind of fire pit I want in the middle of here. So, they wouldn't be doing full-on smoking here, right? That'll be at the butcher shop. This would be more like a little grill for quick stuff that you get while you're in the town square. So we need to make this a grill, not a smoker. And I'll use that other stone I wanted to use around the edges. I'm thinking it would be a rough one, like the brazier. It wouldn't be a pretty one. I think it'll probably be this, sunk down into brick. Which may mean actually that I need to use the other brick, because the brick around this would not have wood integrated into it. Like the brick I have on me right now matches this. You wouldn't have wood. You would have the solid brick, which is kind of a more orangey color. Trying to stay organized a little bit with my blocks. See, these are dark stone and these are light stone. This lighter brick does not have wood in it. I think that would make more sense. I don't like how the blocks go into our hotbar. That is not my favorite thing. And then I'll need a grill top, which will be a prison fence thing. Do I have any in here? I'm so excited about getting logic. They said we're getting it this spring. And we're in spring. So it should be here soon. It's also kind of why I stopped building mechanics around my windmill. Because I was like, if they're going to give us logic, I might actually be able to really make moving parts of the windmill. I was thinking of making a lift to like take stuff up to the top floors or the higher floors. But we might actually be able to do that soon, which will be amazeballs. Okay, I think I am going to make it a little bit wider. I know I'm trying to keep things small, but if we're going to have a fire pit in the middle, why are you not getting up? What? Stop it. Gonna have to have space to walk around it. See how big this is. I could sink it down even further, because those flames are coming up quite a bit, but once I have the edges on it, it may not be too much of an issue. That's the wrong block. Getting the scale right with our character is interesting sometimes, isn't it? I think if it was just one high, it would be weird. Yeah, I think it needs to be 2 high. Is this thing actually centered? Not that it really has to be. I could always accommodate for it. That's the half line. It's really more to this side. I'm going to scoot it over and edge it. Wondering if I should put something on the ground around it, but I think I'm going to probably close it in tight, so it probably won't matter. Well, I ended up doing that only 1 high. Like a dorkfish. Okay. That still gives me enough room on the sides. Yeah, if I hadn't extended that, it would not have been tall enough. I mean, I'd have just had to make it be one-sided. Instead of being able to walk on both sides. Okay, let's see if this fits. Should I have it under the edge or above the edge? I kind of feel like I should have it above the edge. Because we would want to be able to get in there. I could put a door in the side to access the coals underneath. Let's fit this in the center. So glad we don't get fire damage. That would have really hurt my foot. So now I need a little access. Hmm. I have an idea. What about... I don't know if we have one like this, but it doesn't matter. I could put a stone door. Where are they at? Secret doors. We don't have one that exactly matches that stone, but it doesn't matter. I don't want it to exactly match the floor underneath either. Let's do coordinating with the secret granite. Then it looks like it's dark from the charcoals and stuff, right? I probably have to flip it over and then bring it up. Going to 180 degrees. And then we'll use Q to bring it up to the right level. And we'll have it coming outside of the brick. So then, oh no, but it opens the wrong way. No, I'm not gonna flip it upside down. But I think if I make it go down, it's not gonna go far enough. No. So I'm gonna have to dig out. How far above is it? One level? Yeah, one. So we'll just take out the middle two, because that's where we'll be aiming. There we go. Put this in, and then I'll just undo those blocks. And now, oh no, is it too deep? It won't let me open it? Foiled! Why? Why are you not letting me open you? Foiling my plans. We could just pretend it opens. Or is it doing that weird opening thing, bug, that it does lately? You know how it does that with the chest sometimes? You have to be at like just the right distance. How dare you? Okay. Let's see if I had it maybe just a hair too close. Maybe if I bring it out by a hair. Just get a little farther out. Is that what's causing the issue? No. No! I mean, technically it doesn't actually have to open because I'm not actually gonna be tending the fire. But still. Try crouching? Hi, Nathan. Does crouching have something to do with it? No. That's me stomping my feet. You can't stomp your feet in this game. Okay, do I care? Because I'm really not gonna open this. I don't like it. A metal door. We could do a metal door. steel. I don't think it would be... I mean, iron would make sense, but that has that pretty edging on it. I don't know that they would have that on a grill. Let's go with steel. Yeah, it was worth a shot. Okay, this is a metal door. Metal door would work for being on a grill pit thing. This is also how I make low gates, in case anybody's wondering how to do that, because we don't have like garden height gates. Take a door, flip it upside down, and then raise it up from the ground. Metal door. Ta-dum! It works. That's a very fancy door for a barbecue grill. It's a very fancy meat stand. Okay. Now, obviously, this is going to have a chimney. And something good and strong holding up the roof over it. Should we go with the same stone? I think that would make sense. That is not in the right place. I think I'm going to bring it out over the door. Yeah, because that gives you more space to access and actually cook. So let's take this one out and bring it out one. Go ahead and cover the edge too if we can. That works. I don't mind that the door is sticking out more on one side than the other because I want things to look rough and not perfect.
Hello.
Hi, are you gonna disappear again? Last time he came over here, he vanished. Okay. It would be cool if we could have on top of this like a metal almost like a dome, not a dome, but you know, like the vent type thing. None of our... Do any of our ceiling tiles have a metallic look to them? I might be able to do the granite ceiling tiles on the top. That might work. Which one? Granite shingles or granite ornamental? I think I'm gonna go with the shingle. I feel like it would be smaller pieces on that small build. No, really, get up there. Thank you. This might be so small that I have to build it by hand. It's going to be. I'm gonna want a hole in the middle too. Of course you're not centered. Of course you're not. That would be just too fortunate if you could be centered. It's not centered, is it? What? Sometimes it's better to look from underneath. If I put it at that level... It's a pretty good outline. Is that high enough? I think so. Yeah. And then to take off the top. Extra layer, is it? Yes. No, not you. No. Roof tiles are not my favorite to work with. Because they're a pain in the arse, am I right? Am I right or am I right? Hey, DDG, welcome in. How are you, friend? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. What you been up to? Oh, thank you so much. I've been busy. Busy, busy, busy. Okay, I think for my chimney, I'm going back to the granite. Right? Like the bottom. The thing is, I'm going to have another level of roof. Maybe I should build that first. Because I need the roof over the entire stall in general, you know what I mean? You're really excited. You finally got your dedicated server up and going. Nice. And then you can get back to your build. Awesome. You're testing Enshrouded tonight? Is that in stream or just on your own? You're testing it before you can get back to doing your build. Testing streamability and stress testing. Oh, okay, I see. Well, I hope it all works out for you. I don't think I've seen you live in Enshrouded in a while. But then again, you tend to stream in the evenings, and a lot of times I am done or off doing stuff with the kiddo by then, so I don't always get to check your time. Well, that's not going to work. Might have to build up the chimney out of roof blocks. One, two, three. Let's do 4, 5. With the granite, it stays granite on the sides, right? Yes, it does. So that would work. So are you going to be live in Enshrouded tonight, DDG? Actually, I have been on some evenings, and I've, like, looked for live in Enshrouded, and I haven't seen you on an evening. Why are you doing that? I'm missing something here on the corner. Something is being funkified. Oh, the last week or so you haven't streamed? Okay. Working on a few things. I've been working on a lot of stuff too. It's springtime, right? So there's a lot to do. So I'm missing a block there. It's because it's higher on the end right now. There we go. Yeah, I think building the chimney out of these is going to be better. Because no matter what I do, a block's not going to match. I mean, a regular block is not going to match. I feel like I'm doing this in the least orderly fashion I could possibly do it. Like, hodgepodging it. That's gonna end up looking good, I think. Then I think once I get past this level, then it will probably narrow in, as a chimney might do. As they are wont to do. There. So that's like the big open smokestack that will put the roof. And then it'll narrow in above the roof. Cool, I'll see if I can look for you tonight. I don't know. Wednesdays are kind of tough for me in the evenings because of family stuff that we have going on Wednesdays. So I'm gonna completely close it off, or can I fit? Completely closes it off. Let's narrow it from the sides so it'll taper in on the sides. Doing this inside block, right? Yeah. So inside block, one. One. Inside block, inside block. Ah! I meant to do that. I just wanted to say hi to Gabrielle. Hi, Gabrielle. Did y'all know that Gabrielle is modeled after one of the doves' mothers? Thought that was pretty cool. Now I lost track of where I was. There? There? Did I miss one somewhere? Probably gonna end up going back and putting one on the outside corner. To smooth it out. Yeah, that's better. I don't want any of those fancy corners on this chimney. Fancy corners. Why? Why fancy corners? Oh, it's because that's where it narrows in. One tiny spot on that chimney between 6 to 6:30 Eastern. Yeah, that's usually when I'm cooking dinner. But I'll see if I can catch you a little later. Finally get to try out the curved pieces. I have so many spots where they would be appropriate. Oh, are you talking about these pieces? Like on my coffee shop? I mean, that's not really how they're intended to be used, but so what? Then I've also used some of them back here. I don't know if you've seen this or not. I put in an aquifer up there. That is more how they're intended to be used. Up there on the top. But then, of course, I had to use them in unusual ways as well. Down here for some deco for my water reservoir. I still need to add more around this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. This was a lot of fun to do. It's not done, of course. I know, I always say that. But it needs more. I need more down here around the bottom. And I haven't entirely decided what I'm going to do over here. In this mid-range. I'm thinking about turning this kind of natural crevice here into a cave type structure and making it like the larder for the town maybe. But then on this next level up, you can get up here from in the building. Then this needs to go up there and connect to the water tower. But I haven't 100% decided what I want to put here. I want it to build back into the cliff some, but I have very limited space into the cliff that I can go there because the backside of that aquifer is literally the end of my base. Like, I can't go and edge it past that. Now, this little bit is kicked out some, so I have a little bit of room to play with here. But I haven't entirely decided what I want to do with it. I'm thinking maybe a curved or arched staircase to go with all the curves and arches around here. But there needs to be something else in addition to just a cool staircase connecting them. So, I don't know what. Maybe a little tiny office space. Curved staircase would be nice. Yeah, I think that would be cool. It could actually curve both. It could curve up and around. That would be cool. To do both, to rotate it all the way around. Because if I could have a little tiny office for the water department up here, that would make sense, right? Because this connects to the water tower. And if you go on top of the water tower, there's a guy up here. Oh, my tree's gotten in the way. That tree needs to be moved. That's in the wrong spot. But see, he's up here checking the water to make sure it's good for the reservoir, because that's where the town comes and gets their drinking water. Well, that's what we say. We have a lot of water sources in this town. But yeah, that tree needs to come down. I'm going to have to move that over to the edge here. I think I was just... Yeah, it gets to work in the shade. I think I was like sliding down that hill and trying to plant that tree really fast because there's like no room back there. But I think it needs to be moved over here to the edge. Okay, how much does this fancy edge bother me? I mean, it is metal. And if I'm going to taper with this chimney, it's going to be there. I think once I put the roof around it, it's not even going to show that much. Honestly, it's kind of another way to get metal for the grill in here. What kind of roof do I want? Do I want the same kind of roof? Is that boring to have the same kind of roof? I think it would be better to have contrasting roof. Let's try the coordinating granite. With the bigger tiles for the bigger part of the roof. So what are your plans for the arches in your village? I think it would be kind of flat, wouldn't it? It would be kind of flat and come out. Definitely. That is entirely the wrong place. It's fine. Fine. Try again. Let's put it right... Where does it go up? Let's put it right where it goes up. So we see the chimney going up underneath it, and then on the outside it gets thinner. How many out from the edge is this? Looks like just one. From the edge of the floor. Is that a good width? Hey! I know, I'll have to go knock the center out from my chimney, but we can do that in a minute. I could have it come out from this side a little bit more, actually, to have a little cover over where the outcropping install from the stall is going to be for displays. People to walk up under a cover. There's a little more of an overhang on this side. Would I do that only for that one side? Maybe for this side and this side, because this is like a main thoroughfare here too. Is that out only one? Let's put this one out one more as well. See how everything I do gets bigger and bigger even when I don't mean it to? It's probably too big. It's becoming too big. No. Keep it simple. Aqueducts, nice. And decorations in my Hall of Heroes. I'll also help my pond off of the rice paddies look really nice. Oh, that'll be good. So many ideas. Okay, we're just gonna come. This is, I mean, I was thinking that the meat place would be one of the bigger stands in the town. Good thing, because it is. I like it having the two different types of roofs. One for the fire and chimney and one for the actual roof itself. Let's make a hole in there, although I know it doesn't really matter. And yet. Let's do it anyway. I wonder if that chimney needs to get even more tapered at the top. I don't know. Let's get some more mass on the bottom before we make a determination on that. Okay, so the support structure for that roof is going to have to be kind of hefty. To hold it in place, right? I think we're going to go with the regular granite for that, so we can get the little stone look on the corners. Where's that? There it is. No. That's polished granite. Where's my normal granite? Is it hiding in plain sight? There it is. And after that, we'll see what kind of inspiration hits. That's a very good attitude. I like that attitude. Because you never know. I wonder if we could do chunky on the bottom. It's getting dark. Let me sleep. I'm in building mode, so my nights are short, but when I'm literally in the midst of trying to see something, I don't care. I don't want to wait. I'm tempted to give this texture and make it sit outside. You know what I mean? But get over there. Get, scoot. Why are you not scooting? Scoot over. Like that. But of course, that is going to make it bigger. Although it's still under the edge of the roof. And gives it more depth. And less straight lines. Much better than just a square. Do I want these higher? It's starting to look like a building instead of a stand. I think we might have to go with metal. Because that roof looks entirely too heavy to be held up by wood, right? We'll do wood trimmings and supports. But I think we're going to need metal beams to look like it would hold it up. Do I not have any metal fence posts here? There. I'm not going to be able to use snapping because it won't be centered. And get some height perspective. Gonna have to bring this down one because the bottom looks funky if I don't. Like it's sitting on a knob, which is no bueno. That works. That looks strong, sturdy. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. It's a good place to start. Can I do it from here? Will you let me? Go down one. Center. It's hard to tell if I'm centered from right here, but let's try it. Absolutely not. And that's why we get perspective. Try again. That's better. Get up there. Made it. Whoa, that one's crooked. Perspective didn't help me there. Wrong perspective. That's better. Is it just me, or are my roosters crowing more than once a morning? I need to pay attention. I feel like I'm hearing multiple crows. Maybe I have multiple roosters at this moment. I don't entirely know what's happening. Good. I think that's fine. Whoops. Okay, that definitely looks like it's holding it up. But I think it definitely looks like it needs more support. Like support beams on the edges. I think the obvious thing to start with is a wood rim. A wooden support beam going all the way around. And then we might do more bracing than that. Shroud wood, that'll blend more. Refined wood would be more of a contrast. Rough wood would make it look more rough. think I'm probably going to do shroud wood or refined wood. Let's go see which one we like better. Are you snapping? No. Okay. They don't make a significant difference in this lighting. Come up, son. Let's look at it on this side because the sun's going to hit over here first. I come out from there one. I don't know. Ah! I need to see it better. Flare arrow. Flare arrow isn't really helping so much, other than putting a cool decoration in the middle of my building. Kind of feel like the shroud wood matches the floor more. I don't know that that refined wood is. As much of a contrast that it'll make that much difference. I want to be able to pick up this flare arrow. Wouldn't that be cool? I love the black mark that it makes on the brick. That would be cool if it would like stay there. I mean, not in this situation because I wouldn't want it there, but if we could make effects with that, like that stayed permanently, and then we could pick the arrows up when we didn't want them there anymore. That would be amazeballs. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the shroud wood because I think it looks more like it's been smoked. From the grill. These beams will be good too because it'll be a good place to have like meat hanging down. that too far in? I mean, too far out? No, I think it's good. Does it show through the edge on this side? Yeah, it does. What am I stepping on? Excuse me, box. Come on. One more. There we go. Okay. We go. I do have my build tour and guide for how I did some stuff on the coffee house and a hidden secret feature in there that I'm super excited to share with y'all. Coming out soon. I have it all recorded. I was going to work on editing it this morning, and then Valheim came out with a dev blog, so I had to get that video out real quick. So I'll be back to working on editing that. I'm super excited about it. It has a really cool feature that I've been hiding in multiple places throughout my village. There's certain rooms I don't walk into because I don't want to show it before I get the guide out. So I'm excited to get that out. I think people will like it. I'm excited to see what people do with it. I've not seen anyone do this technique. I have quite a few of those coming up actually, because I'm going to be doing like one video per building, showing the building and explaining the techniques that I use to create the custom parts inside of each one, because I can't build anything normal. This building is probably the most normal thing that I've built in a while. Stand. It's a stand. It's not a building. I'm making it a very sturdy stand. But it's got a grill in the middle of it. It would be sturdy. Okay, so obviously we're going to have some counters going around the edges. I'm going to need some tables edging on here for working. Got my door. Might need to put a little pile of wood here for feeding the fire. And then we'll have different meats. We'll have to have things hanging down. And this is entirely too pretty at the moment. I'm gonna have to start damaging some things. So it doesn't look too put together. I love this damaging tool. It's like one of my favorite things. What does it do on this roof? It doesn't always do the most wonderful things on roofs. Like there, like, you can't even tell it did anything. Not a huge effect. Let's see if I have any countertops already made. If I were a countertop, where would I be? I'd be right there. Of course. I might also wonder, I have to look at the spacing of them, but at least, well, I could use these. The support struts have a really cool old rustic look to them. I think you need 3 times the building pieces you have. Oh, I'm not done. You think I don't have enough in storage? This isn't all of them. This is just one side. This is my temporary because I'm doing stuff over here instead of storage. On this side of the base, there's still all the storages over there on the first side of the base. It's ridiculous. I love it. See, that has such a cool old chunky looking log style. These do too. But of course, spacing is pivotal on these. It may not work with this. Because I already have the metal, because I decided I needed the metal. I can't really do these as little angles. What I would really love to see introduced to the game would be custom banners. That would be amazing. We should be able to dye more things than clothes. I mean, all the banners and like the curtains and things that you can hang up inside. I mean, they're not curtains, but there's like the giant red ones from the new biome and the little blue ones. Like, if we can dye our clothes, we should be able to dye anything like that. Anything that has fabric, right? We have a dye station. Even these little pennant banner things. Not to mention those on the poles, yeah. If you could put custom designs on those, that would be amazing. Yeah, but we have a whole coloring station in so many colors. I would love to be able to dye more than just clothes. Up or down, up or down. Could do a mix of both. Fits in there well. one higher and see how that feels. If it was at that height. That's really close to my face level, isn't it? It would have to be sunk down some if I was going to do it that high. Could also turn some the other way. Have things sitting on display on the outside. Little display shelves, things sitting underneath. This would be more of a walk-up counter. Like to order something. The rugs, too. That would be nice. For dyeing the rugs. Jeez. How many options would that open? It would be amazing. I think I'm going to do a double version over here. I'm going to have the bottom side pointing out. Because they can't all be the same, right? We don't want to be too matchy-matchy. Whoop, I need more. See? I didn't have enough pieces. Where's it at? Never remember where this one is at. Is it at the workbench? Nope, there it is. Okay, to this side. I'm doing the left and right side first, and then the center, so that I can aim in the middle and not get blocked. So that's where my little dot cursor is. And then if I sink this down, scoot it back and edge it. And that gives me a walk-up counter and shelves underneath to sit things on. What do you mean not enough space? Oh, get on top. How far did I do that? Right about... Ah! I can't see. Right about there. There we go. Now each side looks different. Instead of being all matchy-matchy. Cool. It's coming together. Lots of detailing still to add. I think I still need more support under this ceiling. I need some support struts added across. Maybe coming down at some angles. That kind of thing. I might be able to use the signpost for those. Because that would still be like a wood effect, like the ceiling. But I think that this is where I'm going to have to leave you guys today. I'm going to put a link here in the chat of somebody who is currently playing Enshrouded and little tiny channel. Let's go and give him a smile and stop in and say hashtag Kristi raid. I love raiding little tiny channels. They always are so happy to get a raid, and it's not the easiest thing to do. And wait, that's not Enshrouded. He's not playing Enshrouded today. Oh well. Wait. Okay, I'll give you a choice. Waddle is live right now. So he's playing RuneScape. If you want to check out RuneScape. And here is Waddle. Waddle. Hashtag Kristi raid. And she's over there with Sarah 4 and 10 right now, so I'm going to definitely stop by and tell them hello. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it greatly. Hope you guys are having some happy gaming. I'm going to keep working on this and keep sharing, and I'll have that guide for how to do the custom stuff with the coffee shop out super soon. Until next time, happy gaming.